So in today's video, I want to talk about how there's a lot of false prophets out there who tell you something about B2B sales, and that I think is just completely wrong. So first of all, some context. My name is Michael Bohannes. I help consultants build client acquisition systems, and I've sold some 30 million plus worth of B2B products and services in my time. And what I see very often, some people make the argument of, well, these days, if you just simply put out enough information into the market, people will then come into meetings in full control of the facts, fully problem aware. They know exactly what they want. They know about their problem. And all you need to do is to just gently guide them through, sort of discuss the problem, and then help them decide what is best for them and their business. In my experience, it's just not how sales works at all. Classic sales tactics are not dead. It was actually one person on LinkedIn who said, classic sales is dead. The typical door-to-door salesman just doesn't exist anymore. I was curious about that. I found a statistic that shows, oh boy, they exist. Between 2013 and 2015, they tripled from like some 130,000 to almost 400,000. This stuff has worked for a reason for a long time. Those classic concepts of selling, like asking about the dream, asking them why they want to achieve something, and then also like pain amplification. So where are you right now, and why is this not a satisfactory situation? All of that, those are great tools that you can use to bring more people over the line. One toolbox that I see is not being used very much these days, which I think it's because it's a little bit politically incorrect, although I could be wrong about that, but I just don't see this advocated very often. It is to assume a position of superiority against the client. Now, that sounds terrible, but here's what I mean. Who are you more attracted to? Somebody who has a whole lot of experience in one particular area. Doesn't mean that they're a better person or anything like that. It's just that they themselves have so accumulated so much that they are such an authority in their field that you come to them with a certain sense of reverence. That implies a certain imbalance in status. And I think you should want to use this to your advantage if you are able to convey higher status to them. But you do that in a subtle way. When they, for example, try to take over the course of the conversation, you sort of imply, I'm asking the questions here. And then the questions are so good that they sense, this is somebody who really understands their craft. When you take over the control of the conversation, that is awesome. That is brilliant. This is what you need to do in order to achieve the status differential. And this laissez-faire approach towards, this egalitarian approach just assumes a completely level playing field where you are just two people who meet. And that is not how really good sales is done. You want to work with somebody who's an authority, who is kind of so good in their field that you should be lucky to work with them. Now, once you have identified that this person has a problem that you can help them solve, you don't know what is objectively right for the buyer, what is the very, very best scenario. Maybe they would be just as well served by working with someone else. It could very well be. But at this point, you just know that you can help them. And there's a very interesting insight that said good results in psychotherapy come from two main factors. And that is, number one, is the client willing to change? Is there insight into, yes, I need help, I need to work on this? And the other one is there a good relationship with the therapist? These two things are absolutely crucial. It's the same with consultants. If you are, let's say, an operations consultant, they could be working with tens of thousands of other operations consultants than you. So to think, let's focus on what is the very best for the client, I don't think that's very helpful. Instead, what you should aim to do is to optimize for these two factors. Get them to admit that they have a problem and explore the problem in such intricacy, such level of detail that they say, that's it. That's exactly my problem. Because truly understanding that the problem lies in the area of your positioning or your offer is not good. And then from it comes so many different aspects. But once you've identified the core, the nucleus of the problem, that is a way better method of convincing them that they have a problem than just saying, yeah, you have a problem with client acquisition and we can help you, right? That is a very low resolution view. You want the high resolution. You want to zoom in on the problem. Once you've done that, that is also when their admission that they have a problem will become much stronger. Therefore, like the psychotherapy client, they will want to change because now they've identified the problem. And so they can focus on the solution. They don't have this diffuse pain problem mishmash in their heads. And the second thing is build a good relationship with them. It's simply a mentorship. That's what you want. You want to command their respect so that they trust you, so that they go out of their comfort zone to do things that they haven't done before. Also, this kind of approach that is being propagated, the laid-back sales approach, assumes a weirdly rational buyer. People are not rational buyers. They are, this famous quote, I don't know who said it, but people buy on emotion and then justify their decision with logic. And very often it is a bit of a tightrope walk. Sometimes you can also destroy it if you go too much into the emotion-laden selling, like, okay, where do you want to go to? What's your goal? And why is that important to you? And what will you be able to do when you make $20,000 a month? And so on, like that kind of stuff. It is risky because sometimes people react negatively. But when it comes to these classic techniques of amplifying pain, those time-proven principles, it works and people respond well to it, even if they upfront they might be a little bit skeptical of it. You usually get them around, right? And so people are not rational buyers. They are, when they believe emotionally, yes, this person can help me, this company can provide a good service to me, they will then find a way to rationalize why they will buy from you. People want to go from A to B. That is the vast majority of B2B sales. They have some kind of problem and they want a solution for that, and you can provide that solution. And there are multiple factors that make them buy. It's not only the offer, it's not only the specificity of how you do your job, it's not your method, but it's also emotional elements. Do I click with this person? Will I be able to open up to them about the reasons why I want it, and so on. And this approach, this kind of very sterile, hey, let's just meet and let's talk about your problem, and this unwillingness to actually go for it and to say, I'm so convinced that I can help you. It's crazy, but absolutely, I'm 100% convinced, right? If you just say, no, come on, there's no need to think about it. You just sign up here. If it doesn't work for you, you're going to get a refund, but I'm 100% convinced that it's going to work for you. And this kind of positive energy that you can instill into it, this kind of bringing a little bit of passion into the sale, that is sometimes so useful. As long as it's genuine, if you really believe that you can help them, that is what makes the big difference, and what is going to suddenly, if you apply this, open up a huge new segment of the market for you. So if you believe that you've cracked the code, then show me the receipts. Like, I want to see the salesperson who's claiming these things and has sold millions and billions worth of product. There are people like that. Chris Walker is a good example. He's an influencer in B2B marketing on LinkedIn, and he's like the master of inbound, right? If you, like Chris Walker, can build a business of $20 million within 2 years of starting it, power to you. It's all great. And by all means, try this technique. But if you've been trying for 1 or 2 years, and still not many results, I humbly surmise that you don't listen to the people who tell you to just lay back and let people come to you. Don't passionately advocate for the sale, but instead use all the tools at your arsenal and learn to sell well. Okay, that was it. Again, my name is Michael Bohannes. If you're interested in what we do, there's a link in the description of this video. You can go through. It's a sales funnel page, 12-minute video where you can just see, I can tell you what it is that we do. And if you're interested in becoming better at sales, click the link, sign up, and book a call. That's effectively that. Thanks a lot. I see you next time.